How's it going? We're back with the insiders. It's Matt here, and you're about to hear myself and Darren speak to another Challenger Series battler who's made it onto the World Tour this year, Maxime Huscenot, which I'm sure is not probably the correct pronunciation, has joined the insiders to give us a chat. He was in his home of Reunion Island, and we spoke to him about what we could expect to see from Max next year, his preparations, and also some really cool little insights about how he'll be traveling with his dad and his wife and how they make those plans as well. But yeah, this is myself and Darren talking with Maxime Huscenot. Just straight up apologies for myself. I was hell ill recording this episode and probably still sound like I've been punched in the nose. Apologies for that, but I hope you enjoy Max and keep listening for more.
Hello.
Max.
Yo. Got it.
How are you, bro?
How are you guys? Good?
Good.
Ça va, bro? Ça va, Darren?
How's reunion?
Yeah, it's pretty warm. Pretty good.
Anyway,
Yeah, there's been waves. It's quite windy and small today, but the last few days been really good.
where have you been surfing then?
I surfed Saint-Leu, the left, and then I surfed some other places. Not bad. Like a couple little bars.
Hey, William Alotti just had a movie come out. Did you see that?
What that?
William Alotti just had a movie out. Did you see that?
Yeah. Yeah,
Is that-
I haven't watched it, but it came here
Yeah.
last winter.
I
Yeah.
thought it was there.
Yeah, it's there. It's just like pretending it was Bali, but it came here.
That was
So it's
pretty
not
cool.
getting any trouble. Getting any trouble with the local here.
It was funny because he was speaking French, and I was thinking it looked. I was positive that it was Saint Louis.
Yeah, he was. He was.
Don't worry, there's not enough people that listen to us that's gonna blow it out.
No. We're getting more French tourists, that's for sure. I
But
mean,
you want
obviously,
to
the
you want 'em
last
back, don't you?
2 years. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool that everyone is coming back and surfing again, but it's not as naughty as before, that's for sure. Like it's been improving so much than before, but there's still some moments where it could be sketchy, and you don't want to have someone out there not knowing the danger and making the wrong things, like wrong days. There's some moments like where you can go and it's completely safe, and then this moment you should be aware like it could be dangerous, and people from outside maybe don't catch those moments. So that's why sometimes we are a little bit like, all right, just ask a local guy if you will go or not, and just don't do it by yourself.
When you mean dangerous, you mean shark-wise.
Yeah, shark-wise, exactly.
How is it travel-wise from France to Reunion? How long does that take?
It's just one straight flight from
okay.
Paris. Yeah, so it's like 11-hour flight, which
Oh.
is most of the time during a night. So it just took a full night.
Yeah, nice and easy.
Yeah,
And
it's
then when
super
you-
easy. You just fly around like 9 o'clock from France, and you get in Reunion at 7 or something like this. So
Oh,
And you're on the same time as well, so it's perfect.
yeah, I think we have like 2 hour difference, but it's
Okay.
it's nothing. It's like nothing.
So Christmas with the family, is this going to be like one of your best Christmases ever? No?
Yeah. I mean, I always come back here for Christmas. This is pretty much the only time I could come back during all those years. But obviously it's even better now that we can surf and enjoy it a bit more. So just good
And
to
then-
have warm water.
And this Christmas, you're not going to say, what have I got to do different next year to get up onto the world stage? You reckon you're ready?
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously growing up here in Reunion and then surfing all the big waves in Europe makes you like a complete surfer and more like surf ability in really good waves. So I'm not that worried to surf like wave of consequence on the city. Obviously, the hard part was to surf really small, shitty surf on the QS and being able to get the good scores and all this. So um, I don't know what I'm gonna do differently compared to what I've been doing, but I know that I hope just to surf much better and show much more than I've been able to show on the QS because the waves were not allowed us to really perform.
And I've watched you grow up, and I've seen a lot of you kids grow up and be close to the tour, just out this and that, and other sports. Similar things happen, and people say, "Yeah, but why?" And I don't mean you here. Why does he or she keep trying? And I remember
Yeah,
saying to some people, like, if you were the top 30th surfer, top 30th in your sport, and any other
yeah,
sport in the world, you wouldn't retire.
No.
yeah,
So why would you
yeah, for
retire
sure.
if you're like Jeremy? It's crazy.
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy. I mean, obviously, like traveling the world, the cost of money
Yeah,
you gotta
yeah.
put in to make the tour, and like you barely survive at the end of the day to make this life happening. But at the same time, it's such a passionate things, and being able to surf every day and going to all those beautiful places, meet all those people. It's kind of like maybe you're just 15 in the world, but it's still a beautiful life. But it's hard for sure. But there's a lot of job where it's hard anyway, and it's
Exactly.
just really cool. I mean, the, some people have to be number one, and some people have to be some 50, which obviously you make try to make the best out of you and try to train as much as you can and improve your game and your surfing. But at the end, sometimes you just like reaching some points and you're gonna be 30 and someone is better than you, but there has to be someone that is first and someone that is be 30. So
Mm.
I think you're just gonna try your best to be the much further you can, to have no regrets and just enjoy that life, you know.
I've been going to the south, at Cabreton. My wife works there for like 25 years and swimming in the pool there. And I've seen all the French female handball teams over the years. Like, they'll go there as a group. Some will be injured and the other people, they go there for like a full training schedule. And they
Yeah.
all work. It's hard for them too, huh? The handballers, they're not all walking around with big sponsorship contracts, but they keep doing it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, when you're there and you're like listening to all those people and you're like, you realize like half of them is having a normal job and they're just doing it by passion. And then they are like Olympics, like going to the Olympics or World Games, and you're like, wow, I mean, you're not fully living out of your passion pretty much. Like it's not their full job, and you that's where you realize like, okay, in a sense in surfing we are able, maybe not everyone, but most of the guys are able to do it as a living. So we are, I'm just taking a little bit more step towards like, okay, wow, like we try to do our best to live from surfing, even if some months are harder than others. But those different sports, they are not all able to do it. So it's a
It's funny.
privilege, I think.
It's funny you say that as well because in the UK over the last day, something the complete opposite end. There's been a reaction to Paris Saint-Germain put a photo out of Mbappe returning to training already, and
Yeah.
people and the caption said something like, "Got a joint Golden Boot winner, finalist of the World Cup, and he's already back to training." And a lot of people have taken it in a bad way and said, like, he's on £650,000 a week, he should be back in training. But at the same time, I see it as he's on £650,000 a week and he's still getting up and still returning to training straight away because of a passion. And
Yeah.
I think it goes both ways. Is the people like Darren was saying, the handball women, they have to work, but they have a passion for their handball, and similar to surfers, there's surfers that have to work to be able to surf and to be able to tour the world.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then on the flip side, say for example, Medina, he has to find his motivation in a different way, and I think it's cool. There's a famous quote. I can't remember who said it. It was a boxer who said, "It's hard to get up and do 5 a.m. runs when you're sleeping in silk sheets." And I think it goes both ways.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, like a millionaire is waking up every day to keep on his work and to keep his business going. So it might be a way, like it could be a little bit lazier because the money is already there and whatever, but it's still maybe like passionate by his job or whatever, or the reason he's doing it. And then the other side is like someone having nothing, have so much drive to try to win, so it will work as hard or maybe even harder. So it's kind of like both anyway. I mean, I see it like Mbappe just so motivated to be the best player he can be, winning the Ballon d'Or and all these things, that he's already into the next championship, the next goal, the next thing, and he just loves football and he just want to play the next game. Where someone that maybe has won everything, maybe it's already like seeing a different way. Obviously, maybe Medina has won so much that maybe he's have a little bit less trouble to find the motivation, but he is passionate by surfing anyway. And he just need to find a goal to train to do the other things than just surfing. It's a little bit like this, like, because obviously we have to surf, which is the main thing, but to be able to perform at our best, we need to do a lot of little other things. And I feel like he needs the drive to do all the other things. That's a little bit more where, like, I mean, maybe like John would do it differently. Maybe he would just surf. I don't care about the others, just to find his motivation again. But that's, everyone is different and drive differently. So it's we have to see it like a lot different way. And it's just in general, like in life, you're not motivated every single day, but that's the way it is. Like you just wake up anyway and you just try to live your life. So
I was just telling Matthew that I've just tested positive for COVID, because a whole bunch of my friends, we had a party on the weekend, and all these other people have been testing positive. But I've surfed the last 4 days for 3 hours each day.
You just enjoyed, enjoyed the other side.
I reckon maybe it's my vaccination.
Yeah, well, definitely. I mean, this is a big weird thing, but there's obviously the vaccination already, like it's gonna drop the symptoms. That's for sure. That's why they made it. It doesn't save you, but it will just drop the symptoms. So I reckon.
And surfing's the best remedy for everything.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously, just the mind or the feeling of the freedom and that feeling of just focusing on the moment with the elements. It's like being on a high when you're smoking or whatever they took. Like a little bit this kind of like things where you just on a different mindset.
I don't smoke, Max.
Yeah, I don't smoke neither, but I mean like this kind of feeling where like you just like outside of your things, like
of your body.
You just not worry about all the other things, everything that's happening outside, your next job, what you need to do tomorrow, or your wife or your kids or whatever. You're just focusing on the wave, the feeling, what the emotion you're getting from it, and that spirit things makes you like feel alive. And I feel that's what it's so addictive about surfing, is that moment makes you like feeling humble and happy and like healthy in a way. And that's why it's so spiritual when we say about surfing, and that's why it's so addictive and you want to get that feeling again.
Hey, so you say about that, and you say about how it relaxes you and things like this. Now, I've I've only ever surfed in one place really where there's a shark even threat, and that wasn't bad. That was South Australia, so it's like I don't think there's ever been a shark attack there. But you obviously live and right now are in Reunion Island, and there's
Yeah.
obviously a big shark problem. How much does it? How much is it on your mind when you're surfing day to day?
Well, I would say that it's every day there, and I don't surf day by day here. Like it's pretty much calculated compared to the risk, the condition, the places you choose, and all this kind of thing. This the time of the year, this moment, it's a bit more sketchy than others. So you try to take all the elements to make sure you try to go on the timing ways as much safe as possible. And obviously, there's a lot of system here that's been developed, whether it's electric things on your board or it's swimmers that goes in the ocean on some time of the day. So you can go there and they're gonna look after you with boats and drones. But so it's not like I would say a freedom day by day. I'm just gonna go and see how it goes, and these sharks, and I'm worried or not about it. But it's definitely like you knowing the risk, and you're just taking it completely differently than everywhere else in the world.
Yeah,
Like it's a very small coast where we had a huge problem with like I would say there was just an overpopulation of sharks for a couple years, and we just had the crash with all the surfers. Where today it goes a little bit more like not like back in the days, but a little bit like everywhere. Like sharks will maybe swim by some days, and you try to not be there at that day, but there will not be everyday things. So
yeah.
it's
It's so
when you
strange.
have
it's like you just think about it anyway, because what we've been through it was so gnarly that you just still think about it.
Yeah.
when you have people swimming there and like jet ski and safety precautions in place,
Yeah.
who pays for that?
It's been so before was the city, the city that have the local beach. They
Yeah.
were paying for it. Then it moved to last year, I think, or the year before, they moved to the Reunion budget, so the all island. But right now it's like a bit of a mess where like who is paying it in a way. So they still don't know if they're gonna be able to keep going. They don't know who's gonna pay. They don't know if they're gonna move to other system that cost a little bit less. So right now it's been like they've been going through about that, talking a lot about this, and there's a
But the
lot of
people,
different system that works, and there are still like which one we should use for which beach, which one costs the less. So they are working on that a little bit.
yeah. So it's not like people that are volunteering. That's what I was wondering at one
No,
stage
no,
because
no, it's not.
all good to
It's like
volunteer
it's a
one
job.
time.
It's a
Yeah.
job.
On top of that, it's kind of got a little bit of a danger risk as well, huh? Especially if you're underwater
Yeah. It
swimming
is.
with
I
your spear
mean,
gun.
yeah, it's sketchy. It's sketchy. I mean, they are taking a lot of risk, but
It's not
yeah,
like
it's a
playing with your
proper
kids at a
job.
soccer field.
No, no, it's not. So yeah,
Hey,
it's a proper job.
so this year, like for example, your next trip, I know your next trip, you might be coming back. I think I read, or I figure you might be going to Portugal, where you go every year
Yeah,
after
yeah.
season. But then when you're going back to Hawaii, how excited are you this time? Because you're going back there for the CC.
Yeah,
You're in the pipe.
yeah.
You're in pipe.
I know.
Just
It's like pretty unreal. Like I still like in the moon where I almost like I hope it's true. Like I hope I get my jersey and everything when I get there in a way. But I know it is because I'm doing all these things like backstage to do it. But it's pretty unreal, and I'm just like so exciting right now just to surf good wave. Like I just like Not like the
And
other
this
day,
will-
I was surfing like half a foot, and I started to think like, why I'm still training in those conditions? I should be like 6 foot every day, almost kind of thing. Like I've done enough of this training, and I just should be like pumping waves every day. But like this is how much I'm frothing about. Like, okay, I should just go on pumping waves and enjoy the process.
Have you
Lenore was 6 to 8 foot and A-frame peaks this morning, huh? Offshore.
Yeah, I mean, I saw. Oh, yeah. In Osagor, I saw
Yep.
it. I'm
have you picked
frothing
a
about
jersey number yet?
getting bars. Yeah. I mean, I asked mine. I haven't get the confirmation, but
Okay.
hopefully I just get it. But yeah, I did pick it.
Does it have some meaning behind it?
Yeah. Yeah. The one I'm choosing is it's my number, date of birth is the one of my wife, and we got married on the same day.
Oh, sick.
So I'm picking this number, and if it's not that one, it might be the one of mine and my wife year of birth.
Right.
So
yeah.
you were born the same year.
Yeah, we born the same year and on the same date number, but not the same month.
And you've known her your whole life, haven't you?
Yeah, I know her from school, but we were not together from school. We just been together right after school. But yeah, we've been like together for like 11 years. Oh.
And she's, if I remember correctly, she's an orthodontist.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
She's longboarder, orthodontist,
Where does she practice?
orthoptist. She serves here, and then she practices just like in the city we live in Saint Gilles.
Okay.
Yeah, in Réunion. Yeah.
This is your first Pipe Masters, then, isn't it? But you would have done the Volcom Pro a couple of times, or what?
Yeah. I did it. I think 3 times. I did it 3 times already.
You're no stranger to the pipe.
No, I'm no stranger. I got a 9 1 year now. I got almost the semis, so it was pretty cool.
It's like LaGuardian, except it's got reef underneath.
Yeah, exactly. But like I grew up surfing on reef, so the reef is not like something that changed for me. It's all. I mean, it could be sand or reef, doesn't matter. Like, cause I'm used to it. But it's just like exciting about the wave. It's just like, bumping.
Have I'm a bit of a board freak. I love like looking into boards and knowing what boards and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
How involved? Like, do you have a coach, or do you get involved in? How do you make the decision of what to surf at pipe and then obviously in other comps as well?
Yeah. Obviously, I mean, my dad is my trainer on the technical side, and he's been filming me all the time, and we just work on videos, whatever looks good, not what should be my line different, and all these kind of things. So I just took the video feedback to look on the boards, whether it's the material, the rocker, whatever I changed, to see how much different it gives to my surfing and in terms of condition. So I just do a lot of experimentation by myself with my dad, and we just whatever we feel and I feel on the surfing side, and we look back if it looks as good as I feel it, and we just work on all these little details, and then at the end I just like, from what I feel it's working, I just go from there, and I just like try to not go too far away, because you can get confused.
So I know Darren is about to ask you. I know he's about to say this, so I'm going to say it for him. If it's 8 foot pipe, what do you paddle out on?
No, I was about to say, you've got a pipe quiver already, haven't you?
Yeah, I just ordered it.
Okay.
Like 2 weeks ago.
So you're getting a new quiver?
Yeah, I get a new quiver.
CI or Takora? Or Arakawa?
CI, yeah.
Okay.
So what model will you be riding at pipe? Because obviously, like, they've got the CI Pro, but that's their more high performance board.
Yeah, that's their more high performance. I mean, I'm using a lot of the Fred Robo for turn things, but for pipe and bar, I like the Proton a lot. It has a lot more rocker to just like get a little bit more under it. and use
Yeah.
the tail rocker to drive the board a bit under it. So I might try that. And then they have a few other model, not sure what the name is, that Chanka and Matthew was using in Chopo and Pipe last year that was really good in bar. So they might do a few of that rockers so I could try and give a go. But I'm mostly using Proton in bar or Fred, even Fred Robo. I just try. Sometimes I just took my boards and see how it goes, and it just surprised me a bit.
It's funny
So you
because
got like what 6'4", 6'8", 6'6" round pin.
Yeah,
6'2",
I have
6'2".
from 5'10" to 6'8", and like every 2-inch boards.
yeah, it's funny because the Fred Rubble's not a model they're allowed to sell anymore.
Yeah,
Apparently, but
yeah,
that's
yeah.
cool.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't know. It's the rocker I really enjoyed, and it was Kelly's rocker favorite as
yeah.
well. But I don't know
I
what
can't.
they
I'm not. I'm not 100% sure, but I think Zhao Chanka was on a Rook 15 last year, maybe. But
yeah.
which is like I think it's an old Geordie template or something, isn't it? But anyway, that's cool. That's nice to know though that you've got it all.
Oh.
And you won't surf the same board at Sunset as you surf at Pipe.
No, I won't. I have 2 different ones.
Have you got a magic board at Sunset?
But maybe I will. I mean, I don't know. I mean, obviously I have some board that I was using at Sunset before on the QS, but the city is gonna be different. You're gonna do maybe different lines, and so I'm doing for both wave for Sunset and Pipe, but maybe it will be the same board, maybe it will be a different board. So I don't know. I will try on the spot and see how it goes there. I just know which rocker I like for this kind of condition, and I'm just gonna choose different boards and then see on the spot which one works the best. Like,
and then the next comp after that, you've surfed a ton, I'd say as well. Super Tube,
yeah.
And Bells, you've surfed, haven't you? Because you would have went
Yeah, I
Quicksilver.
surfed. Yeah, I won contest there when I was like 16, but I haven't been there since, so it's gonna be funny to go back.
And Margie's, have you been to Margaret?
Yeah, I did. I think there was a prime there back in the days.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I won the trials too there a long time ago. So yeah, it was fun, the waves there.
So the first 5 events, there's no surprises really.
No, there's no surprise. I mean, I've surfed the box, but I never surfed North Point. I went there 2 times and it wasn't good. So obviously, if it moves there, it's gonna be new for me. But I'm so excited to go there if they move. Like,
Yeah.
I would love to go North Point. But yeah, I know all those waves, but some waves I haven't been there for a while, like Bells and Margaret. So it's gonna be just like fun to go back, but it's nothing new. Like,
and funnily enough, you can train for Bells in Portugal as well. You just go surf Riviera or whatever it's called.
yeah, there's a lot of, I mean, Portugal, which is cool. There's a lot of places, and obviously at that time of the year as well, there's a lot of places you can go depending on the size and the wind. Where sometimes if it's stormy in France, there's no other option, and you're just like pretty much like nowhere to go. So Portugal, you can just move around the coast and then find always good surf, but I just feel like it has the diversity to train for barriers and big rides, which is what I'm gonna get for the first 5 contests.
Yeah, if you take out or like don't take into account the cut, is there one event that you're mostly looking forward to?
I would say that my 2 favorite plays are like J-Bay and Tahiti.
Yeah.
But as it is right after the cut, I have to make it. But other than that, definitely the Pipe Master is the one. I mean, I don't know if it's called the pipe master, but the
Like
pipe
pro,
man, it's gonna
apparently.
be the yeah. I mean, I'm a bit sad about that. Like,
But we all know
obviously,
it's still the pipe masters. We all know
I
that.
know. I mean, I saw like the guy is winning the Vans, which I was really stoked about because it's a good friend, Baran. But I was like seeing the name, and I was like, something wrong there. But
Yeah.
yeah, well,
So you got a pretty good seed too. Number what? We're fourth.
Yeah.
yeah, we got force. Yeah,
Which it's strange. It's hard to tell because usually that would
yeah,
be good coming into pipe. But this time, John and Gabrielle, they're not at the
yeah,
top anyway. Huh?
yeah. They're gonna freak the ranking. They're gonna blow out everything.
They're going to be
It's gonna,
right in
which
the
is
middle.
gonna be funny. Which is gonna be funny. But yeah, obviously, like I was going to Hawaii, like I need a good ranking. It's always better to be on the top 5 than the
Yeah,
last
yeah,
5. But obviously, you don't know on the city as like before was very important because the seating was not moving as fast. Where obviously even now, like you win first round, it's just change your ranking and all these kind of
yeah.
things. So at the end, I feel like doesn't matter the ranking in a way, but obviously I just wanted to finish in the top 5 on the challengers. That was one of my goal. I don't know if it will affect my ranking or not, but it was just one goal.
So have you got a smartwatch?
Yeah, yeah. Well, we'll see how it goes. Like I they asked me in Huntington if I wanted to use the watch, and I wasn't really into it. I don't have any watch when I'm surfing it. I don't. I used some before, and then obviously the last few years I wasn't into having watch in time, but sometimes you just like it to have it. So I don't know.
It doesn't seem like that's been confirmed yet. Anyway,
Yeah, I
I
don't know. I don't know
I
about
got a
it. I just like I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna go and surf, and then whatever they ask me, I would just I don't know. We'll see when I'm there.
you won't refuse to wear the watch and not surf as a protest.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't mind they give or not a watch. I would just if I don't want to watch it, I just don't watch it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. I will see when I'm there what they're playing, but no pressure
And
really.
and obviously your dad's going back there with you. Is he going to do
Yeah,
the tour with you? Yeah.
yeah. We're gonna try. I mean, we're gonna go to the 5 contest and then see after from there. But yeah, we'll see. But it's gonna come for sure the first 5.
Will you travel with any other of the surfers like on tour? Will you try and stay in the same place, or will you keep yourself to yourself?
Um, I don't know. I don't know yet. I mean, I'm very good friend with Ramsey and Leo, but they have their own crew as well. I'm good friend with Joanne as well, but I don't know if I'm gonna travel with her too. I mean, it's a girl, maybe. I mean, she need maybe their airspace or whatever. But I don't know. I'm just new. Maybe I'm just gonna do my things and then
Yeah,
we'll see how it goes. And then maybe if I make it for next year, maybe it will be different. But I'm just a rookie right now. I'm just trying to see where is my spot instead of trying to going to other guys. Hey, can I come? Like,
yeah,
yeah,
And
I mean,
funnily enough, like after a couple of years where Europe was kind of in the dark, now
yeah,
you, Ramsey, and Leo all kind of qualified and requalified, and Joanne
yeah,
is from the same island as you, so now you've got a small posse.
yeah. I mean, I feel like it's more like it's really cool to have fresh blood. Like we're all young and on the same generation as all the guys on tour. So obviously, Jeremy, Michelle, Joanne, Drew, all those guys represent so well the region, and then even Fred, which is my generation. But it feels like the Medina, the John, Ryan Cunningham, whatever, all those guys are all our age or a little bit younger. So it feels cool to have this kind of young generation with Leo, Ramsey, and I and Joanne just represent like I feel we are like on this. I grew up surfing against those guys in the junior, so it's cool. Like it's our time, all of us, to be there at the same time. So I feel it's cool.
Do you also see this as a big opportunity for Olympic qualification?
Yeah, it's huge. I mean,
because
the Olympic.
you're the only French guy on tour,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I mean, I have a good shot on the city in terms of country wise to do it, but there're gonna be a lot of guys involved, and I feel like it's not something. It's one objective, but it's gonna be the result of my year. So it's not gonna be like, okay, I have to win this contest and I'm gonna be there for sure. It's more gonna be my whole year counting. So I'm trying to focus
Yeah.
first on the performance, trying to improve my scores and all these kind of things, and I will see from there. But it's definitely huge as being the best French on the ranking in terms of confidence, exposure, and being to represent the country and trying to get the spot. This is definitely much bigger
What is
with the
the
Olympics
criteria
coming.
then, super nerd Matt? Is it
Uh,
top 10? You qualify
it's
automatically? Is it that it?
yeah, it's top 10 by country. So they're gonna take two spots by each country, and they're gonna go down to the 10 country. But I think we are like 13 or 14 different guys that can be in this top 10. So there will be a few that be disappointed. And then if not, you have to go by the ISA to get your spot. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of ways to get it. So it's gonna be a long process.
You do have a good chance though because of that, because of the lack of countries on tour. It puts you in a good position, because if you've got 3 or 4 Brazilians and 3 or 4 Australians in the top 10, then you technically would then actually be third in the ranking for France, which obviously better for you. And yeah, that makes complete sense that, your byproduct of having a good year will be bonus. I've qualified for the Olympics, rather than heaping
exactly.
pressure on yourself. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then,
well, I mean, it's amazing. And I would just like it's one of my objective, and I would really want to do it, but I can't like be just obsessed about it. I just gotta
Yeah.
have to perform the whole year, and being on tour was already one of my dream, and now I just want to perform and surf much better than what I've been able to do, and all these kind of things, and see how I can perform under against the best guys and under pressure and all these kind of things. So I have to focus first on the details and not the main thing, but it's just gonna be back on my mind anyway.
hey, so for normal people, what's your situation like? Obviously, the first 5 events you're going to. So have you got a travel agent who's already set up all your flights for these things, or do you do them by yourself? And then how far ahead of time would you book? Because, like, for example, after Margaret, whether you qualify or not, you can still easily do snapper because it's in the same country, and it could be on the way back somewhere. And then you kind of got to maybe do. I mean, if you won't qualify, you don't necessarily. You won't. There's no reason whatsoever to do the Challenger Series
The
anyway.
Challenger. Yeah. Well, so I always done my travel things, so I always do it by myself. So how the cut works and how the rankings and all these kind of things. I'm just gonna go whatever happened. I'm just gonna book until Margaret with my flight being able to move in Australia, and my wife is coming to Australia right after Margaret. So if I'm on the Challenger, I will compete on the 2 events, and if I'm not, I'm gonna either travel around Australia with her and surf, or we're gonna go to Bali or trip somewhere.
So you're going to travel around Australia with your girlfriend. Why is she going to Australia like then? Because you've got the competition, or she wanted to do a trip?
No, we're like trying to always figure out when I can come back and then when she could come over. So we always try to see as much time we can be together. So we just decide that time could be just fun to either go on a trip together, or she comes to Australia and I have other events. But she she prefer to come to Snapper and Narrabeen, even I'm on the Challenger, than going to Margaret and Bells, where she's not gonna surf and she's gonna be cold
Yeah.
and all this. So
Yeah.
she's just say like, okay, if you have to compete, I have to come. I prefer to come to Snapper and Narrabeen, and if not, we just travel by ourselves and we go on the destination we want. So
That's clever.
yeah.
And and when do you think you'll be back in France then? You won't be back for a while.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, France, I have my place there, and it's my main spot to always go back. But it just always depend on the condition, the next contest, and which which way it's easier to travel or not. So I'm coming back now there before going to Portugal, and I'm gonna go to Hawaii. And I don't know if I'm gonna go there between Hawaii and Portugal, or if I'm going straight to Portugal. And I don't know after Portugal if I might stop to France, or if I might go to Réunion before going to Australia, because it's kind of like midway. So I
Yeah,
still like
after Portugal. Yeah.
yeah, I just always do it like not last minute, but sometimes I just like choose it like a week or two before. I just look at the charts and like, okay, it's gonna be good there or not, or maybe I just want
What
to be there, so I just go.
what's the break between Portugal and Australia? Is it like 3 or 4 weeks?
Um, Not sure. I think it's two, maybe like 18 days. So it's like almost 3 weeks, but I'm not sure if it's 3 weeks complete. Like it's just like
Yeah.
it's more than 2 weeks, but I'm not sure if it's like 3 weeks. Like it's kind of like in between.
I'm trying to get the full year review up.
Yeah.
So,
Oh.
so apart from that, you're still with Deeply as your sponsor. Who else have you got? Channel Islands?
I have China Island, Jam Traction for the grape lychees. I have Macroform supporting as well, and these the French sings helping. But that's it in terms of sponsorship. That's it.
And yourself, your girlfriend, and your dad.
Yeah, they are support. But yeah.
Well, have you got any other questions, Matt, or would we ask Max to give us a couple of do's and don'ts?
Yeah, so that's what I was about to ask. Is we ask everybody who comes on to give us a little do and a don't surf wise. We can all be kooks at times, so
Yeah.
a little recommendation of something to do and something to not do. Yeah, so put you on the spot.
Okay. Well, what I always do wherever it is in the world is I always say hi to everyone when I get in the water. And then even if it's just like a sign like, hey guys, like that's it. And then I always like first stay under the peak, watch how it works, like whoever takes the waves and not, and who is like more local or good surfer. And then from there I slowly go a little bit further up or not, depending on the how it is in the spot. But I never go like straight to the lineup, go in front of the guys and just take the wave straight on. Like this is like not things to do. Like
Yeah,
just be more like, okay, these guys are already been there. I don't know how much this guy's been waiting for his wave, so I'm just gonna wait that he surfs and wait my turns, and then I just slowly get in the rotation, and then people would then from there would be like kindly with you, talk with you, and all this kind of thing. If you show this respect, they respect you again. So it's more about that's the thing I always like do everywhere I go, and I feel like sometimes people don't get that, and
sure.
it's much nicer.
Sure.
It's much nicer when they have it. It's always
Have-
much more friendly.
Have you ever been kicked out of the water in Hawaii?
No. I mean, obviously, it's 1 or 2 days where I was like getting a few bombs, and then people were getting bummed about. But then, yeah, no, I'm not fighting for waves. I mean, I'm fighting in the lineup if it was my turn and I felt it was my wave in a way. But I'm not like, okay, if there's someone there on it, whatever happened, okay, or it's gonna drop on me, okay, just go, and I will just wait for another one or just move away. But I'm not, I'm not into fight or whatever for one wave. There's so many.
There's always going to be another way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
thanks
that's good.
very much for coming on, Maxa.
Yeah, no worries.
And yeah,
Super
good luck.
cool.
Good luck for the for Pipe and for the year. We'll be for sure supporting you all the way through. And
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, go out there and
And
kill it.
give my best to your mum and dad.
Yeah, I will. I will enjoy the
Yeah.
Christmas and everything with family and New Year. And then I see you guys on tour.
No worries,
Yeah,
unless I see you out in the lineup here in the next few weeks.
Yeah, or on the lineup for sure.
Shaka brew. See you
See ya.
later.
Thanks,
Thanks.
Max.
Thank you,
Cheers,
guys.
mate.
How sick was that?
Yeah, sick. He's so well. What a nice guy. I think it's quite interesting now. We've spoken to Liam and Max now, and then we spoke to Jackson Baker, and they've all said the same thing, which is make sure you say hello to everybody when you're in the lineup.
I tell you what's funny is that Maxime's like a French version of Liam. Maxime's a highly intelligent kid.
Yeah.
Back in the day when we were with Euroclass, we used to obviously sponsor him with surfboard, and at the time things were getting tight for us. It was hard. We had Jeremy already on the team. We weren't making any money, and I can't remember if it was Belly or Christian was asking Max for some feedback on the board, and did he have any sort of idea how many boards he had, and he sent us through, and each year he'd send us through like a notebook, like an email with every single board he had, where he'd surfed it, what the feedback was,
wow.
and what condition it was in.
That's mad. Because that's a bit like Christian's like that, isn't he? Christian writes down everything he shapes, doesn't he?
Yeah. Well, they all do, huh?
Yeah, but yeah, that's sick because that make I've got a it's a bit weird, but I've got a note on my iPad with every board I've surfed and a picture of the board because obviously I get to demo quite a few and stuff like that just as a memory, and because you can quite easily forget once you. That's crazy, but yeah, that was all time, and I've got a feeling that he could be a bit of a silent one this year that might make the cut. I wouldn't pick him to not make the cut.
No.
He's one of the guys.
It shows how hard the tour is, because imagine like he's going into the tour. He's 30. He's an incredible surfer. He might not be Gabriel Medina or Felipe Toledo, but he's an incredible surfer. He's got an air game, huh? He's got an incredible air game, front side, back side. He charges. He knows reefs, and he knows every spot. Yeah, and it's still going to be hard. Yeah. And he's an incredible surfer at sunset as well. Huh? But I think he's got quite a good attitude towards it. Again, when we spoke to Liam, I was refreshed by his attitude. And I think Max's attitude as well is just a bit like, he was just a bit like, I'm not worried. I've done it all before. I've won at Bell's. I've done well at Margaret's. We'll just see what happens. And I think that's quite, when you speak to the people and you hear the people putting unnecessary amounts of pressure on themselves, you kind of worry for them a little bit. So I thought it was sick. It was really good to chat to him. Yeah, so thanks for listening to the episode, and just like to thank boardshop.co.uk for supporting us and giving us these mics that we can now get better quality for you guys on. And thanks for being there all year with helping us with all of our surf needs, from wetsuits, boots, boards, accessories, and everything else we need. Yeah, fellas, thanks very much.